Hey there, everyone. Harley here with HD Cards and Collectibles, and tonight we are doing some Japanese 151 giveaways. So let me go ahead and cut on the card cam here, and I will go ahead and draw our first person. So odds are pretty good to win. There are only a couple dozen people on the email list here, so I'm going to use a random number generator because I have each name assigned to a number. And let's go ahead and draw our first winner. Number 10, which is Thomas H. For those of you who didn't see the post, we will be giving away 4 packs to 5 people tonight. There are a total of 20 packs in a Japanese 151 booster box. So let's go ahead and get started. As you'll notice, one of these packs here, this one here, has a price sticker on it. Because when I first got this box, I opened up one of the packs and ripped a card in it to make sure that it was legit. So I was 1 pack short of a full booster box, so I went to my local LGS and picked up an extra pack. So let's go ahead and see what Thomas H gets for his pulls. Gotta make sure I'm centered on the camera here. My setup is very janky right now. But thank you to everyone who's tuning in. Caleb, I see you in the comments there. Thanks for the love. Hopefully the videos are helpful. We're starting out with an Ekans. We have a, looks like a Pokeball Pidgey, a Dodrio, and then a few more cards in the back there. So let me go ahead and get my sleeves here. I'm a little disorganized, was late getting back home tonight. I'm going to go ahead and sleeve up this Pokeball Pidgey. So getting everything kicked off has been a bit of a challenge. But we are here for it, and we are here for free packs. But like I was saying, Caleb, good luck with your journey of starting your own business. That's awesome. It can definitely be a lot sometimes. Another Pokeball, and then the Gyarados. I don't know if the Pokeball reverses are considered hits anymore. They used to be back in the day. So let's keep opening here. Once again, this is for Thomas H. He signed up to the email list. Ooh, there's the AR. And then the Mewtwo Holo. So this one will definitely be sleeved. We'll put that one in one of the more sturdy sleeves there. And last pack for Thomas H. And like I said in the post, all of these will be shipped out absolutely free to the winners. They'll just need to have a valid US address. Oh, I'm not even in the frame here. I wonder how many I've opened off frame. Yikes. They just need to have a valid US address, and then I will ship them to their door for free. All right, Thomas H, we got a few Pokeballs, and then the AR Ammonite there. So let's go ahead and set this aside for Thomas H. And now we're going to pull our second winner. So let's see here. Number 7. And that will be... Where did I set my marker? Where did I set my marker? Oh, it's underneath the packs. Let me throw these on the floor. You can tell I am a professional rip and shipper. Alright, so that one is Timothy H. Alright, so let's get his 4 packs together here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Open that first pack. Alright. Not out of frame aside from that. Thanks, Caleb. I appreciate it. Sorry, I haven't been watching chat super closely here. Pidgey, the Pokeball, Magnemite, and then the Dragonite. I think there's a Pokeball with every pack, so we'll probably just sleeve all the Pokeballs together. Alright, we have the Vulpix, the Kakuna, the Pokeball Zubat, and the Wigglytuff EX. Yeah, there's definitely a Pokeball with every pack. You can tell I don't open a ton of Japanese. So there is the Wigglytuff. And like I said, we'll sleeve up those Pokeballs all together at the end. All right. And once again, this is for Timothy H. Another Pokeball. Looks like Nidorina. And then a Chansey. Last pack. Caleb, I'm not sure if you are subscribed to the email list, but if you want a chance to win 4 packs of 151, go ahead and visit the website, hdcollectibles.com. I believe the link is in the description as well. And just join that email list. It'll be at the bottom of the homepage. So we got a few Pokeball reverses and the Wigglytuff EX for Timothy H. We'll go ahead and set that aside. Once you join, I should get an email saying that you've joined, and then I will go ahead and update the list that I'm pulling from here. But while you're doing that, I will go ahead and pull the next winner. So let's see here. Random number generator gave us number 2. Number 2 is Orlay S. Orlay S. All right, we've got 4 packs here to go for Orlay. Ooh, the Charmander, Squirtle, Sparrow, looks like Nidoran female, I think. And then the Arbok EX. Nice. So set those there. All right, Caleb, it looks like you joined the mailing list. I'll go ahead and update my list here. Give me just 1 second. I'll do that in between pulls, or in between people here, before I pull the next winner. So we have the Arbok EX here. and then Adoran female. All right, let's go ahead and get to pack number 2. Starting off with the Zubat. Hey, there's the Charmander AR. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Such a cool card. I will probably top loader the good hits. That way they stay nice and safe during transit. I realize I haven't been looking at my face cam a whole lot, just been looking down. Alright, pack number 3 here, starting with Bulbasaur. Got the Pokeball Vaporeon. Set those there. And last pack for Orlay S here. Right, we have Psyduck, Bellsprout, Pidgeotto, another AR. Holy crap. Poliwhirl? No, Poliwag, sorry. I think. I can't remember if Poliwhirl, Poliwag, Poliwrath, or the other way around. I know Poliwrath is the 3rd evolution there. Alright. Get that sleeved up. And then grab a sleeve for these 2 Pokeballs. That was a crazy set of packs for Orlay here. Alright. And then I'm going to go ahead and get all of our new entrants added to the list here. Alright. And random number generator again. Let's see who it's going to be. And it is 11. 11 is Erica J. Erica J. Erica, we've got your 4 packs here. So let's go ahead and get into it. The Dome Fossil. The Pokeball Arc. Oh no, the Master Ball Arcanine. And the Zapdos EX. GZ Master Ball. That'll definitely get its own sleeve. Not just a regular Pokeball here. So for anyone who's tuning in, depending on what time we get through all the packs, I may do a little bit of a Q&A. If you want to go ahead and start dropping your questions in chat, I'll try to answer those at the end. Just keep in mind, Horsey Pokeball. Just keep in mind that I am not an all-knowing expert when it comes to Pokemon businesses. I'm just a guy on the internet doing my best. And unfortunately, I've been dealing with a little bit of chargeback scams, if you haven't seen that video. So that's been a whole mess of fun. The Shelder Pokeball, and the Raichu. Alright, let's go ahead and get those Pokeballs sleeved up here. So I'm not sure how many more hits are left in this box. We've gone through 3 ARs, I think, and the Master Ball now. Erica J. Which brings us to our final 4 packs here. Luckily, I can count for the most part, so we do have the 4 left. Let's get into the random number generator. And it is going to be Jacob R. Jacob R. And like I said, in order to get these, you'll need to have a valid U.S. shipping address. That way I can get your cards to you. If for some reason any of the winners do not have a valid U.S. shipping address, I will be drawing another number and giving it to that person instead. The Paris Pokeball and the Jinx EX. So please, everyone who's subscribed, keep an eye out for an email from me. I'll be reaching out to get that address from you so I can get your package shipped out. It will be shipped in a bubble mailer with tracking so you know when it will arrive. The Pokeball Ekans and the Flareon. All right, let's get into the third pack here. Slowpoke, Ponyta, Krabby, the Pokeball Electabuzz. Drew a blank there for a second on its name. Doesn't help that I'm still not super comfortable live streaming, trying to pull names out like that. Geodude, Horsey, Electabuzz, the Pokeball Vulpix, and Vaporeon. So it looks like everyone got a little something. I don't remember if... I think everyone got a hit, at least. I don't think anybody walked away with just Pokeballs. But let me double check really quick. I'll go through those piles. And then we'll get into the Q&A if anyone has any questions. And if not, this will be the world's quickest stream. Alright, so... we have the Ammonite, and the Magmar, and the Pidgey for Thomas. I guess I can do it on screen. We have the Ammonite, the Magmar, the Pidgey, and the wheezing here. Or coughing here on... and then for Timothy H, we have a handful of Pokeballs and the Wigglytuff. For Orlay here, we have the 2 ARs, the Arbok, and the Vaporeon. And looks like maybe one other Pokeball back there. For Erica J, we got the Master Ball Arcanine, the Zapdos EX, and a few Pokeballs. And for Jacob R, we got the Jinx and a handful of Pokeballs. So at least everybody got a little bit of something. Alright, it looks like we got one question in chat here. Old collection of vintage... What tips would you give to someone starting with an old collection of vintage 03 and before, around like 200 holos, 300 first editions, and thousands of bulk? Just found my old stuff. The very first thing I would do... Here, let me switch off the card cam since there's nothing there anymore. The very first thing I would do is I would sort through it all, make sure it's all sorted into sets, and then alphabetical, and condition it along the way as well. I personally list anything that's more than $20 on eBay so that I can charge for more shipping so that the bubble mailer with tracking is covered. Whereas if I were to sell the $20 card on TCG Player, I would only charge the regular 99-cent shipping. So that would not cover the bubble mailer. I I don't think just flipping an old collection would get you labeled as a flipper either. Even though I said flipping an old collection, I don't think selling your own old collection would get you labeled as a flipper. But I would definitely sort it, condition it, and then if you don't want to make like a full-time business out of it, or you don't want to take it too seriously, just list those cards whenever you have time on TCG Player. Um, just a little bit here, a little bit there. Just make sure that when you're shipping out orders, everything is properly protected. I actually have a video here on YouTube discussing how I personally ship TCG Player orders, so I would definitely check that out. It gets into like sleeves and card protectors and team bags and using stamps.com and all of that stuff. Um, but yeah, I don't think I would probably consider myself to be labeled as a flipper, because I do buy collections and bulk and sell those. Now I don't go into Targets or anything like that and scalp the shelves and resell that, because that's definitely not cool. Um, but yeah, you just want to get them listed bit by bit, sell through them as quickly as you can. In the beginning, you'll probably have to list below the lowest listing to get sales quickly. But once you get some feedback, you can up your prices closer to market price. So that's a bit of helpful advice too. But yeah, just good luck, man. Hopefully everything goes well. And if you have any specific questions, always feel free to reach out to the email that's tied to my website there. And be sure to check out all of the videos that I make that give helpful tips and tricks. I never preach anything as this is what you should be doing or this is exactly how to do it. I mostly just show what I do and my process for things along the way. So if that interests you, just be sure to stick around and check everything out. Mind if I ask one more regarding shipping? I just watched that video actually, lol. Yeah, shoot. What's the question regarding shipping? I'm good to answer some more questions. And then also, sneak peek for anyone who may be watching, I'll be releasing my June monthly recap next week. I hope to get it out by Tuesday night, so we'll see if I can stick to that. It'll be my usual recap where I go over events and accomplishments and struggles and income and expenses and all of that jazz. So if you're interested at all in seeing the numbers behind the business, be sure to check that video out as soon as it's out next week. I'll wait for a couple more questions to come through, and then if nothing comes through, I'll probably go ahead and pop the stream off for the night. As soon as Caleb gets his question about shipping put in chat. I'll probably give it a few more minutes after that, and then if nothing else pops up, it was wonderful spending a little bit of my evening with all of you folks. Thanks for tuning in. And the question just popped up. With the vintage bulk, I've been kind of stressing in regards of how to ship. Would those be fine in those A6 envelope or anything vintage? Better off in a bubble mailer. Honestly, any vintage, like a lot of vintage, even though it is vintage and super cool, they can still be pretty low value. And I would base how I ship cards entirely off of the value. So for like a Charmander base set unlimited, or I don't know, anything that's not hollow would probably be pretty cheap, especially the commons. So those should be fine in an A6 envelope. I would just make sure to use like a card protector of some sort. What I personally use TC Guardian, but top loaders are also always an option if you have more of those. I just prefer the craft cardboard protectors because, in my opinion, or at least in my experience, they've done a better job than the times I've used top loaders. Um, but yeah, I put everything in sleeves, and then in that shipping protector, and then in a team bag, and then in the envelope, and that's good for most orders. And anything that's super valuable, I might put in a top loader and then top loader protector, and then the bubble mailer. Or I'll just do, if it's like multiple cards that add up to over $20, I'll just do the cards and sleeves into the card protector and put that in the bubble mailer. And I'll skip the top loader and top loader protector. Um, but yeah, I would base the way I ship things, and I do base the way I ship things entirely on the card's value and the order value. TCG Player strongly encourages you to ship with tracking anything that's over $20 in total cart value. So that's why I always use bubble mailers for those orders, because you can't add tracking to a letter. It has to be USPS Ground Advantage or something similar. So yeah, hopefully that answered your question. I droned on there for a little bit. If anyone else has any more questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. I'll hang around for a few more minutes while you guys get those in there. And if nothing pops up, I'll go ahead and sign off for the night. And in the meantime, if no one has any questions for me, I guess I have a question for you guys. Is there any type of content or any like tutorials that you specifically need help with that I haven't covered already? And then a fun question, if you don't feel like answering that one, is what is your favorite Pokemon? So I look forward to seeing those chats pop up. I'll give it to like 9:03 to see if any more questions come through the chat. And honestly, I don't really know what to do while waiting for those questions. So I guess I'll just stand here awkwardly and drone on. If anyone cares to know the update about the credit card chargeback situation, unfortunately, the bank did decide in the person's favor, so I lost the dispute. So right now, I am probably going to reach out to local law enforcement and see if there's anything that they are willing to or able to do. And if that yields no results, then I guess I'll just be out $1,600 something worth of product. So there's a little sneak peek into what will be the struggles on next week's video. So yeah, awesome. Yeah, Articuno's solid. My favorite of the three birds is Zapdos, but when I played Pokemon Go, I went with Team Mystic because that's what all my friends were. So I didn't want to be the only Instinct, I think it was. But with all of that said, thank you everyone for joining me. I will be reaching out sometime within the next couple days for addresses to get the card shipped out to the winners. Have a great night, everyone, and happy collecting.